Whether you like it or not, a walking sim is a part of gaming history. I'm responding to this tweet right here where the heart is in the right place, but under any form of real scrutiny, this just breaks apart. I would agree with the underlying sentiment, which is that especially in the 2010s, a lot of gamers and game journalists were ashamed of video games. And as a result, the evaluation and the value of video games were looked at through the lens of movies and books and not the innate element of game design. And I still think it's something that has deep ripple effects to this very day. But just because I recognize that doesn't mean that I can just say shit on the genre. Because what is a 1980s text adventure but just a direct ancestor of that experience? Yes, you are prompting, yes, you are responding, but realistically, there's no traditional gameplay here. And that's okay. This is the forefather of an RPG. This is the forefather of my favorite genre of a JRPG. What's the difference here between this and a walking sim, realistically? Shoot, let's talk about a PC-98 library. These games obviously have traditional gameplay elements, but a core bulk of the experience is a text-based adventure. It is some element of point and click, where part of the goal is for you to experience the adventure through a streamlined experience and have an emphasis on story. Seriously, at this point, are you not seeing the connection between where modern walking sims are and the old design ethos? The less emphasis on gameplay is a thing that's always been a part of gaming history. Like when we talk about a legendary game and historical value, we're talking about Dragon's Lair made by Don Bluth, which is a QTE-ass game. This isn't a gameplay in the traditional sense, it's knowing when to time a quick time event. I don't want to belittle the design elements in all of these and say that these have the same minimal design value as maybe some walking sims. But what I'm saying is that there's a direct lineage and fraternity between these things. And the response is not for us who prefer more gameplay-focused games and think that that needs to be the focus of games, is to be as reactionary and exclusionary as folks who came before us. Because in that time, gameplay-ass games were seen as less than. I get it. But pretending and doing the reverse doesn't acknowledge the relationship that style of game has with history. And realistically, there are moments now that games have really figured out how to balance a arts experience and a game experience. I'm always willing to slander Journey and Abzu, but I got nothing but great things to say about a game like Greece, which is not a gameplay first game in the traditional sense. But this segment of the game has well-designed puzzles that make sense of gravity and perspective shifting. And so even though it's artsy, the movement is not as engaging, there's level design embedded in what is truly an art experience for experience of grief. Yes, you can do both. But I'm not going to pretend like I don't understand the appeal of Abzu and Journey, nor recognize their role in gaming history as connected to the rest of the things that people want to experience from games. We can acknowledge all of it.